Imu and Loki have already started fighting, so the spoilers for the upcoming chapter 1181 have finally come out, and the title of this upcoming chapter is said to be God and Devil. This title itself already hints at a symbolic clash, possibly representing Imu as a godlike ruler and Loki as a rebellious devil figure opposing that order. So this chapter will reportedly focus on the battle between Loki and Imu, which was also the last scene of the previous chapter, their face-off. So, the first information from the spoilers says that Loki tried to crush Imu using his Ragnar. This could be inspired by Norse mythology, where weapons tied to giants and gods often carry immense destructive power. But it was quickly blocked by Imu using Omen. Imu reportedly created a massive black flame to stop Ragnar. We already saw in the last chapter how Imu's attacks revolve around his black flames, which seem very different from normal fire, possibly something closer to Haki manifestation or even a unique devil fruit power. This is also what he used to power up Summers and Gillingham, which suggests these flames may enhance or corrupt others. It's really exciting to find out what exactly these black flames are. How is Imu able to create them? Some theories suggest it could be tied to an ancient or mythical ability connected to the Void Century. Hopefully, this gets explained in the upcoming chapters. Anyway, in the next information, it is said that Imu was able to increase his body size. Because of this, he became as big as Loki. This ability is very interesting because it mirrors abilities we've seen from Awakened Devil Fruits or even Gear 5th. Along with that, Imu reportedly created a giant sword named Nemesis. The name Nemesis itself suggests divine punishment or retribution. This sword is said to be similar to Mihawk's sword, Yoru, which could imply that it's one of the highest grade blades or even something beyond known sword rankings. Imu stabbed this into Loki's chest. If you guys remember, back in chapter 1138, when Shamrock attacked Loki, he also stabbed his sword Cerberus into Loki's body. Meaning, the area Imu targeted on Loki's body already had prior damage. This shows Imu's precision and battle awareness. This means Loki will definitely take heavy damage from this attack. In the next information, Imu explained that people's desire is power, a power that leads to corruption. To obtain this power easily, people make pacts or agreements. This could be a deeper reference to how devil fruits themselves are seen as contracts with power. And once these three come together, power, corruption, and pacts, this is where domination arises. A good example of this is the government. Many there are hungry for power, and corruption is widespread. That's why the rule of useless leaders arises. This also reflects the long-standing theme in the story about freedom versus control. Anyway, in the next information, it is said that Loki refused to surrender to Imu. And Imu's reply to this was, "True happiness only comes under domination." This directly contrasts the ideology of freedom we've always seen. So just like Luffy, Loki is also one of the characters who doesn't want to rule anything. We've seen many times how Luffy refuses domination or ruling over something. Like when he refused to form the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, he doesn't want to rule them, even though they follow him willingly. He wants everyone to be free, with no one following anyone. Same as Loki. Harold wanted Loki to rule Elbaf and become its king, but Loki refused. He doesn't want to dominate. Meaning, Luffy and Loki both break Imu's statement, not everyone in the world desires only power. There are still people who think straight and have principles in what they do. This clearly sets up Loki as someone ideologically aligned with Luffy. In the next information, it is said that during the conversation between Loki and Imu, Imu suddenly remembered Joy Boy. A silhouette is what we will see in the chapter. But it seems like the two of them were friends before. Yes, it's possible that Imu and Joy Boy were once friends. This connects to many theories about betrayal during the Void Century. This fits into the theory that there are actually two sun gods, one good, represented by Joy Boy, and one evil, represented by Imu. The foreshadowing of this is the conflict among the giants in Elbaf. They argue because some believe the sun god is evil, while others believe the sun god is good. Meaning, both sides of the giants are correct. There is truly a good and an evil sun god. This duality could be central to the final arc. Another piece of evidence for Imu being the evil sun god is his arrival in Elbaf. It's noticeable that there is music when he transforms into a demon, similar to Luffy, who also has the drums of liberation when he transforms into Gear 5. This parallel is too strong to ignore. Another piece of evidence is that Imu was able to enlarge his body to the point of matching Loki's size. And where have we recently seen this kind of ability? Yes, with Luffy. Luffy can grow his body to become even bigger than Kaido. As for creating objects, Imu can also do this, just like Luffy, who can create goggles and even a baseball bat out of nowhere. This suggests both may have reality-bending abilities, possibly tied to the same origin. So it's possible that these two sun gods truly exist. Then it is said that Loki was still able to attack Imu and even slammed him against the Tree of Adam. The Tree of Adam itself is a legendary tree known for its indestructible wood, used to build the Thousand Sunny, so damaging anything near it already shows the scale of this battle. After that, Loki immediately transformed into a dragon, which could hint that his powers are either mythical or tied to ancient giant abilities, and launched another attack called Thorheim. As the word itself suggests, Thor, this attack is clearly related to lightning, possibly inspired by Norse god Thor. Based on this information, we can conclude that Loki is really putting up a fight against Imu. This won't be a one-sided battle like many expected. This is going to be a great chapter, and the final information from the spoilers says that in the last panel of this chapter, we will see Imu smiling after surviving Loki's attacks. And this is where he says the line, "So you have returned." Most likely, what Imu is implying here is Nidhogg, a creature from Norse mythology that represents destruction and cycles of rebirth. Since this is the first time he is seeing it in person, it confirms deeper lore connections. If you remember in the recent chapters, Imu already acknowledged the presence of Nidhogg alongside Nika, meaning he has history with both of them. This strengthens the theory that Imu has existed since the Void Century. For those wondering where Luffy is, he is most likely still regaining his strength, especially after using Gear 5th, which drains stamina heavily. I suspect it will be similar to what we saw in the fight between Luffy and Doflamingo, when Doflamingo defeated Trafalgar Law. That's when Luffy arrived at the critical moment. It's possible the same will happen here. Once Loki is at a disadvantage, that's when Luffy will arrive. In this way, Loki will gain respect for Luffy. And of course, this will also add more emotional and narrative weight to the arc. Anyway, that's our short spoiler review for the upcoming chapter 1181. Stay tuned for the full chapter review because that's where you'll see the full fights mentioned in these spoilers. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. That's it for today.